Hello YouTubers, this is Music Soar here once again with another one of my top 50 albums of all time. Yes, you'll love it. It's a way of life. And this one's going to be number 34. And as you can read down below, this one is Syd Barrett's The Madcap Laughs, released 1969, 70. Depends where you go. It always seems that it seems to differ on that from site to site, but the track listing for the Madcap Laughs is Terrapin, No Good Trying, Love You, No Man's Land, Dark Globe, Here I Go, Octopus, Golden Hair, Long Gone, She Took a Cold Look, Feel If It's In You, and Late Night. Now, this is Syd Barrett's first album he released after leaving Pink Floyd or being fired or just not being picked up for Pink Floyd, whichever one you want to go with. But this one was actually, I will say, this is a masterpiece of an album. It runs just about 40 minutes in that, but let's get into some of the history into this, because I think it is important for looking at this album, even in a brief little thing, just to go through the history. Syd Barrett went to record this album, and through many false starts and all that, it finally got released. And it took a very long time, because after a while, I guess maybe the producer got fed up, or maybe tried to get something going, and so David Gilmour and Roger Waters came into the studio and helped get the album done as they were mixing Amagama, which was a Pink Floyd record that is pretty good in my opinion. But onto this one. Syd's mental state at this time was very fragile. I think they sort of knew he's a little bit off and all that, but the song's on this. If there is anything to say, that Syd Barrett was a genius songwriter, especially lyrically. He could come up with some pretty good lyrics, and this album proves it. Now, Syd Barrett was a decent guitar player. He was never in the league of, let's say, maybe a David Gilmour, a Jimmy Page, a Jimi Hendrix, Brian Wilson, but he was good for what he was. Now, signature song off this album, Terrapin. Like, wow. The opening track, well, oh, baby, my hair's on end about you. Just a great track. Like, it's very catchy, very goes at it. Now, hidden gem off this album, I'd have to say, my opinion, Here I Go. Like, that is a great track. Just like, this is a story about a girl that I knew. She didn't like my songs and that made me feel blue. She said a big band is far better than you. Just great shit. Like, Barrett's stuff is just so catchy. It just grabs you. It's very poppy, but with a great hook to just get you into it. Like, hell. Even other songs off here, Love You, like, song like that, or Octopus even. And yeah, no, feeling I got while listening to this, it didn't feel like a 40-minute album. If there's one complaint I had about this album, it's just not long enough. It's one of those where it just leaves you wanting more, because it just does not feel like you sat there for 40 minutes listening to an album. It's very quick-paced album, I find, even for Barrett and what he's used to with Pink Floyd. This one was actually a very simple, but very good. Like, it's what I call probably one of the best minimalistic albums ever to listen to. Like, just, like, you have such upbeat songs, and then where you get a song where it might not be as upbeat, the next song after it is very upbeat, so it really keeps the rhythm going, and then you're done the album. Artwork for it, I quite enjoy the artwork for this album. It was pretty good, especially in Syd's state. I believe it was even taken in Syd's apartment, the cover photo. So yeah, general impressions of this album. Lyrically, it's solid. Musically, yeah, you can make cases, okay, yeah, but it's just a shame nobody really talks about this album too much, except Floyd fans or Syd Barrett fans who really are into this. I know a lot of people who are like, there's always that controversy, well, what if Syd Barrett would have stayed in Pink Floyd? My thoughts on it was always, if he would have stayed in Pink Floyd would have never been as big as they were. That's my honest opinion on it. Yeah, so this is my thoughts and opinions on number 34 on my list of my top 50 albums of all time. This is Music's Horror once again. Peace.